Man, I can't believe it. I can't stop playing this stupid PowerWash game. PowerWash Simulator, you've probably seen it like become a meme at this point. It's the top of the Steam charts. I've been playing it for over a week now, and I'm surprised how much time I've put into it. This is not my type of game. Usually when I see games that have simulator attached to it, I'm like, ugh. I appreciate that some people really like Farming Simulator. That actually sells crazy well in certain countries. The only thing that I've ever really liked is like Mud Runner and Snow Runner, like the slow truck driving in the mud simulators. Other than that, I don't like these types of games, especially something as mundane as this PowerWash Simulator. It's something that you would do in real life. I have to do it in real life. I don't want to do it in a video game, yet here I am putting tons and tons of hours into it because it's very endearing. And I just wanted to chat about it a little bit. I did mention some of this in our new podcast, the Friends Per Second podcast, the FPS podcast. I do with some friends that you may already watch on YouTube. Check that out if you haven't yet. Very excited about it. But going from there and still playing it, it's really endearing specifically because it's like one of those turn off your brain games. You guys remember I made that video like probably almost a year or so ago now, where I think it's important that we have these games where you can kind of just turn off your brain and mindlessly play it, listen to a podcast, or just kind of casually engage with something you play to not challenge yourself too much, or to just cool down after you come home from work or a long day of school or whatever you do. You know, like I love a challenge and I love a grind and I love all these things as much as the next person, but sometimes like I think there's no shame in like you just endlessly questing in WoW, or just shooting dudes in Call of Duty multiplayer and not caring, or playing something like Journey that's peaceful and you're not even thinking twice. PowerWash Simulator is a great example of a game that there's nothing to it. There's not really any music. It's just literally point and spray your high pressure water to clean surfaces. I know there's no other way to make it sound cool. There's nothing cool about it. Yet it's very satisfying to clean, especially with how a pressure washer or power washer works, you know, in real life, where it sprays high pressure enough to clean and leave a very distinct mark. So slowly turning something absolutely gross to pristinely clean, the contrast that you get when you spray one side, that is a very satisfying thing. You see people always sharing videos like this, you know, like the car wash videos that go viral where a car is covered in soap and then it is sprayed off in a straight line. That stuff is satisfying, and this game is specifically taking advantage of that. So it's playing with that part of your brain, right? But on the other hand, what also works is, again, that chill out, you know? Play, relax, don't really think, endlessly kind of do whatever. I've been hopping on it on my Steam Deck when I'm just sitting on the couch and spraying some shit. What I like is that it gives you a bevy of like smaller-ish and larger levels, right? So you don't have to finish it in one sitting. In fact, I don't think you should, because it does get mundane in longer bursts, but in tons of short bursts, it is absolutely fantastic. And it saves all your progress too, right? So you can hop back in, you know, you're cleaning an entire yard of a home and you spray off the pool area, then you need to spray the chairs, right? But then later on, you'll come back to the game and get back to the shed when you spray the shed. Just this, again, this is, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but I liked it enough to make a video and I didn't think that was happening. And that's what I do here. I just talk about stuff I love. So it's really just that, and the fact that you can also just bounce between stuff. So like, you know, you're on a big level and you're slowly chipping away at it, but you want to jump into something else just to change it up. You can. And there's a good little loop too. Every time you clean a certain object, you get a little ping or ding or whatever, and you get a little money for each piece that you clean. So then you're able to jump into a shop and upgrade your gear little by little. You're gonna wanna upgrade your nozzles and get different types of spray capabilities, but also buy soap to temporarily make your life easier in certain spots. And choosing when to kind of prioritize when to use it is actually pretty satisfying. But again, it goes back to what I said. It's not too involved where you have to think that hard, man. Spray the water at the thing. That's it. There's something about it that really works great in terms of like a tactile feeling. The feel of the spray, the vibration in the controller, the little feedback you get when the spray is washing away like a significantly dirty spot. There is something to it from a gameplay and control mechanic that I can't quite totally perfectly pinpoint about why it helps make it satisfying, but there definitely is something there. Like it's fairly well made. Like I've played a little bit of some of these more PC based simulator games, and they feel half-assed. Some of them just feel like they're made by one person and they're like a mess, where this one, as simple as it is, it barely has music or anything. Like the actual act of doing the thing, the simulation, the power wash spraying does feel pretty solid, and that helps it a lot. So I get, you know, half of you might be watching this and being like, absolutely no way. No, Jake, you're insane. And I agree with you. I didn't think I would have necessarily like ran out and purchased this game. But because this is my job and I just kind of like expose myself to games, and especially like when somebody else tells me like, no, you should check it out. I did. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad somebody figured it out, because it is not a gamble purchase. Like if you ask me, like like, oh yeah, maybe this will be good purchase. Like no way. But it is incredibly weirdly satisfying, and I gotta give them props for that. One of my favorite things too is when you do finish a level, it kind of gives you a quick time lapse of your character running around and spraying everything, and that's actually like a pretty good payoff. I found myself like working to earn that. But again, it's just that endless spray thing, which we talked about on the podcast. It's like adult coloring books. Remember that fad? That might still be a fad. You might still do it. I'm not going to give you a hard time, but just like coloring. It's just a mindless, or like you're doodling. Maybe you're at work and you're doodling on a notepad. This is the video game equivalent of that. And it works. It also has co-op, so you can hop around with a friend and, you can both spray the shit out of a dirty van or a truck or whatever. And I actually think it's good as kind of like a Discord thing. You know how like people, I'm sure people still do it, but like remember like hanging out in Minecraft on a Minecraft server with a friend? Like this is a good way to kind of do that with even less thinking involved. It's just you and a buddy. Like I want to have like work meetings in this where it's like we're spraying down a playground and we're just talking about like planning videos or something. Like it's like a good meeting space, a hangout space, and to just kind of accomplish something together that really doesn't matter but is still satisfying is nice. And I even want more. And this is going to sound crazy. Like this, I think, would be my games. I don't play any games as a service games, especially not like right now, but this would be one where I would play it if it was like after you finish everything, okay, every month we toss a new map at you. You could download it and jump in. I would. I'm not going to play this game all the time, but once a month, if I know I have a goofy little thing to kill time with, I'll probably work through it. Like I would really, really like to see them do something like that. Also, because I want more, a hard mode. Because if you've used one of these things in real life, you know that these things can fuck things up. Like you can destroy. I shot myself in the foot with one time and caused major damage. You can really like tear layers off of things if the pressure is too high, if the distance is a certain length. So I would love there to be a mode where like you have to be careful and it can get dangerous. But then again, that kind of contradicts what I said earlier, where it makes the thing more complicated and it might lose the appeal. But still, I don't know, the option would be cool. Still, I think in a time where like I'm still very much like, this is so weird that I like this. Why do I like this, dude? Like what's going on? It's really nice to go on Steam reviews or just check like, Metacritic or whatever, other things that don't matter. Like those reviews and really see that, a lot of other people are enjoying this. While I'll joke that like it doesn't matter, like on this hand, it is nice to see other people enjoying a very weird specific thing like me. It feels nice in a time where it feels like everything is so divided. We can all spray shit with high pressure water and have a nice time. So to end on a corny note, sometimes that's what this is all about, man. And we forget that. But wow, I didn't expect to go there with PowerWash Simulator, but here we are. It's not a full price game. It's also, if you have Xbox, it's on Game Pass. So it's pretty accessible. Consider it. Obviously, I totally understand if it's not your thing. Believe me, no hard feelings. But if you are jumping into it, or maybe you watched a streamer play a bunch of it or whatever, I want to know what you're thinking. How do you feel about this game? Is this something where you were like me, where you're like, nah, and then you played it and you were like, oh. Comment with sounds like how I do. Let me know what you think about PowerWash Simulator. I definitely legitimately want to hear. Am I crazy? I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you like what I'm trying to do here, though, guys, or I'm just kind of talking about stuff I love, clicking the like button's all you got to do. It helps me. But that's it. I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Subscribe because video games, pizza's on me.